Are you tired of spending hundreds of dollars every year on plants at the garden store? If you want to be self-sufficient, something just doesn't feel right about going to the store to buy your plants. Today, I'm going to show you how to start your seeds at home so you don't have to go back to the garden store. In order to start planting your seeds at home, you're going to need a few supplies before you get started. First thing I have here is a seed starting tray. I ordered this off Amazon. I can use this every year. So in this tray, you'll see that it has a lid here with an adjustment on top. This will hold in moisture when the seeds are being started. This is very important. We're going to talk about this here in a little bit. The next thing is you want to have a good seed starting mix like you see here. Third, a light. Like you see behind me, this light is from Mars Hydro. This is an LED light and it works very well for what I use it for. I'm very happy with it. Next is some heating pads for your trays. It's important to have heating pads, especially if you're trying to start your seeds in a cool room or garage and you need some additional heat. And then lastly, we have a fan. I like to have a fan just to have some additional air circulation around the plants when they're starting. Once you have all your supplies, the next thing you need to do is make a plan. Make a plan of what vegetables you plan to grow, what vegetables you plan to use. Of course, don't grow any vegetables you don't plan to use. Today, I'm going to be starting some peppers. It is end of January, beginning of February. That's usually when I like to start my peppers. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that. All I'm going to do here is take some of our soil and I'm going to pour it into our seed starting tray and make sure it's level across all these trays. So as you can see, I have them all filled. It's nice and even across the top. What I'm going to do now is tamp down each one of these just slightly so I can get a little bit of separation in between each pod. Once that's done, I'm just going to come behind here and I can use my finger for this, or I've got this blue tool. I have no idea where this came from, but it works pretty nicely. And I'm just going to make a small hole in each one for my seed, roughly about 1/4 inch deep. I'm just going to go through on every single one. Once I have that completed, got my labels right here. I'll go ahead and write out what each one's going to be so I can easily keep track of where each plant is. As you can see here, I went ahead and got my labels filled out and all of the holes for my seeds. So now I'm just going to drop one seed in each hole. Now that I've got my seeds planted, the only thing I have left to do is add some water. Not too much water, just to keep it moist so it'll germinate. I planted this batch right here last weekend. You can see on the outside of the cover, all the moisture on there really traps in that moisture, so you don't have to water it as often. What you want to do is you want to look at the soil and make sure it's damp, but not too wet, because if it's too wet, it'll start to rot the seed and it won't grow like you. So that is it for this video. On the next video, I'm going to show you guys how we're going to transition these seed starts to putting them out into the garden when it's time. You have to go through a process called hardening. We're going to talk about that process, how you can take your plants from indoors to outdoors without shocking the plants, making those plants die. Thank you for watching this video. Remember, if you like this content, head over to High View Preparedness on YouTube, where we're going to have more videos going through this growing season, showing you guys how to take your seeds all the way through the harvest process and how to set it up for the next year. So give us a like, subscribe to our channel. We'll have more content for you guys.